You ever post something online and then refresh your phone 100 times to see who liked it? Yeah, we've all been there. That tiny hit of approval feels good until it starts running the show. Today we're talking about validation, why we crave it, how it's quietly controlling your choices, and how to start living from your own approval instead of everyone else's. Welcome to Life Without Filters. Around here, we strip away the masks, the people-pleasing, and all the BS, so we can talk about what it really takes to grow, heal, and actually live the life you want. I'm your host, Derick. I'm a certified life coach, a tell-it-like-it-is talker, and more than anything, I'm someone who spent decades doing this work myself. I know what it's like to feel stuck, and I also know what's possible when you commit to your own growth. That's why I dedicate my life to helping others navigate their journey too. This podcast is about practical tools, honest truths, and mindset shifts that actually stick. If you are ready to stop holding back and start showing up fully, with some laughs along the way, you are in the right place. Let's dive in. This is Life Without Filters. All right, let me take you back to my early Instagram days. I didn't even really want an account at first, but my publicist basically said, you have to. So I was like, okay, fine. So I signed up. My first posts, brace yourselves. A picture of my cat and maybe a meal I cooked. Yeah, groundbreaking content, I know. Move over, influencers, here comes Derick. But then life happened. I had knee surgery. Big ouch. For a while, I was out of the gym, out of shape, and honestly, just out of commission. So fast forward a bit, and I got back into training. I started to see real progress. So naturally, I posted a gym pic. I was proud of myself. I worked hard, and I wanted to celebrate, right? Then something weird happened. Likes started rolling in. Followers started piling up. And I remember sitting there staring at my phone thinking, wait, people actually care about this. It felt good, like a little dopamine party I had started, and apparently I'd RSVP'd to without even realizing. But here's where it gets funny and a little bit scary. Before I knew it, it wasn't about celebrating my recovery anymore. No. It became about seeing how many likes I could get. I started posting more gym selfies, more shirtless photos. Basically, I was trying to put on a show for attention. And somehow I hit over 10,000 followers. It was thrilling for a while. Then reality hit. The people I actually wanted to connect with slowly started unfollowing me. The likes were there, sure, but the real connections, they were fading. And deep down I knew why. I was chasing validation, not sharing my real self. The moment it really clicked was when I posted something I was genuinely proud of. It was a painting I had done. My heart and soul went into that thing, and it got almost no likes, crickets. That's when it hit me. People weren't paying attention when I was sharing me. They only cared when I was showing my body, my muscles, my look at me moments. That was the day that everything shifted. I stopped chasing likes. I stopped performing for approval. Instead, I started sharing my real self, the messy, creative, proud of my painting me. And you know what? It was so much more freeing. The people who actually mattered, they stuck around. The attention, less frantic, but more meaningful. And honestly, way less stressful. So if you've ever felt like you're doing things just for approval, just for likes, or just to be noticed, trust me, I've been there. And you can flip the script too. Because at the end of the day, your validation should come from one place first, you. All right, let's start here. If you've ever wondered why you care so much about what other people think, you're not broken, and you're definitely not insecure. Your brain is just doing what it's wired to do. Back in the good old cave days, approval wasn't just a nice bonus. It was survival. If your tribe didn't like you, boom! No food, no fire, and definitely no Netflix. Basically, you were dinner. Fast forward a few thousand years, the tigers are gone, but your brain still sending the same alerts. Someone unfollows you on Instagram, and your brain's like, well, guess we're sleeping outside the village tonight. And when someone praises you, oh, that sweet dopamine hits. It's like biting into your favorite chocolate bar or that first sip of coffee in the morning. But here's the catch. Dopamine is sneaky. It makes you want more, so you start chasing validation like it's on sale at Costco. Oh, and fun fact, Harvard found that 85% of people admit they care deeply about what others think. The other 15%, yeah, they care too. They're just better at pretending they don't. And here's where it gets really dicey. When you start living for approval, you stop living for you. And suddenly you're living for the algorithm. What will they think? It becomes louder than what do I want? But wait, now we've added selfie culture and sexy posts into the mix. You know, those perfectly lit mirrored shots, contoured to look like you just stepped out of a filter commercial. Research is clear. This isn't harmless fun though. A whopping 71% of people say that social media makes them feel self-conscious about their appearance. And 32% of teenage girls say that Instagram actually makes them feel worse when they're already upset about their bodies. Viewing sexualized images, especially from influencers in lingerie or suggested poses, is linked to greater negative mood, body dissatisfaction, and appearance comparison, more so than neutral fashion posts. Young girls exposed to sexualized images are more prone to self-objectification, which fuels depressive symptoms and eating disorders. Here's the cruel irony. You think these sexy highlights posts are helping boost your confidence, but they actually reinforce the message that you're only worthy if you look that way. And when the likes don't pour in instantly, it wrecks your dopamine receptors and your sense of self. It's why you can be killing it in life, doing things that matter, yet all it takes is one swipe, one filtered post, one comparison to feel like you've crashed harder than a phone that didn't survive a fall. That, my friend, is the true cost of living for approval, fueled by filters, fake perfection, and impossible beauty standards. So how do you get off this roller coaster? Well, you start by noticing when you're chasing approval instead of being authentically you. Ask yourself, if no one ever found out I did this, will I still do it? And am I doing this to be liked or because it actually aligns with my values? If your answer is leaning towards, I just want people to like me, that's your cue to pause. And here's where the magic happens. You start giving yourself the recognition you've been outsourcing to everyone else. That dopamine hit you've been chasing? Yep. You can create that yourself. Here's an easy practice. Before you share your win, your new project, or even your outfit, take 10 seconds to validate yourself first. Say out loud, I'm proud of this, or damn, I look good, or I crushed that today. It might feel awkward at first, but hey, walking was awkward once too, but look at you now. Over time, this rewires your brain to associate that dopamine hit with your own approval. And that, my friend, is the freedom that you've been searching for.
It's time for
The Mindset Makeover.
Okay, so we've unpacked why we're all basically dopamine junkies chasing digital approval, and how that's wrecking our sense of self-worth. But you know me, I'm not leaving you hanging in the self-awareness zone without a lifeline. So, here's your tool for the week. It's the reality check timer. Next time you're spiraling because your post only got 7 likes, set a 2-minute timer. During those 2 minutes, ask yourself, okay, what's the fact here? My post only got 7 likes. That's it. Everything else, like people don't like me or I'm not good enough, it's just a dramatic story your brain wrote because it was bored. When the timer goes off, either take action, like planning your next post, or walk away and move on. Because honestly, your Wi-Fi shouldn't have that much control over your mood. If you find yourself constantly looking for validation from others, feeling like your worth depends on their approval, I want you to know you're not alone, and this is not a flaw. This is something so many people struggle with quietly every day. If you or someone you know feels this way, I can help. Together, we can explore ways to tap into your own sense of value so you can start trusting yourself first and stop relying on external approval. DM me on Instagram at Derick H Coaching. I'll happily walk this journey with you step by step.